Hello. So I'm not sure why my camera is looking very blurry. It's just suddenly gone all blurry when it started, so just bear with me. Um, Hello. Thank you for coming. Okay, this is going to be a lesson in me going into my metal element, showing that it's very balanced because metal is very much about the preciousness quality. It's about perfectionism, um, and I have had to deal with this one a lot. Um, and so often why I haven't got things done when I've wanted to get them done, or I haven't got them done in a timely manner. And yeah, this is a pure example. The camera doesn't look good. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, I'm going to proceed. So I'm a reformed perfectionist. So welcome. Hopefully there's more people coming on. I know it's a Friday night here in Melbourne, so I do appreciate you coming. Or if anyone's watching the recording, welcome and hello, or wherever you are. So I wanted to just do a really quick introduction to this Sunday's session, part 2 of my course, the energy clearing through the 5 elements. And this month's session is on metal element, which is connected to the season of autumn. So it's very fitting for us here in the southern hemisphere. Sorry if it's, you're on the other side of the world, but yeah, how are you all? It's been a very big week. You may or may not have noticed the super moon that we've had this week. So it's known as a pink super moon, although my daughter was devastated to find out that it's not actually pink. But anyway, it's been very powerful. I don't know if you felt that. Actually, I've probably felt it more the last few days. I've been a bit of an emotional mess because it's just like, oh my God, there's so much moving. And it's interesting that we are doing metal this session, and that this has happened this week because metal is so much about our connection to the higher self, to God, to source, and to that divine energy that's outside of our physical bodies. So yes, the moon is a physical dimension, but it's connecting us to that something that's beyond us, and that's sort of above us. So it's a good week to do it in. And for those of you who are new to the course, so it's energy clearing through the 5 elements. The ancient Chinese believed that we could divide everything in nature into the 5 elements, which are fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. So it's a little bit different to the Ayurvedic ones, which often people are familiar with. And yeah, by looking at the different 5 elements, we can see that we are all made up of the different 5 elements. And I believe that by understanding those aspects of ourselves, that we can understand ourselves much better. And also we can understand those around us as well. So we all have a main element and probably 1 or 2 other ones that also are very strong in us. But we're also made up of all of the 5 elements. So, you'll get bits from each of the 5 elements. But if if you do attend the whole course, you'll find that there might be some sessions that you really resonate strongly with. And, it's possible that they're your main element, or, your second or third main ones. But the beauty of doing all of the elements is that, you might not be a metal person or a, earth person or whatever, but your husband might be, or your child, or a client, that you see. So you can have a better understanding, and with that, more acceptance of them. And most importantly, it means that you're able to meet them where they're at, which, just creates so much more understanding and harmony with your relationships, and with, most importantly, your relationship with yourself. You can forgive yourself for why you have these patterns, why you have these beliefs and these habits. But the beauty of the course is that not only are we going to understand more about ourselves and those around us, is that we're also doing the energy clearing. And the thing is, when you understand something, it means we are standing under it. But by doing the energy clearing, we're able to actually stand in it and to feel it and then to shift it. So not only are we going to have a cognitive understanding, but we're also going to do an energetic clearing, and hopefully you'll feel much more peace and joy in your life by shifting some of those old patterns and negative thought forms that we've often had for lifetimes. So last session was the first one we had, was on Earth, and it was an amazing session, if I say so myself. And yeah, we had some really big shifts. Immediately afterwards, one of the participants who'd been locked out of Facebook for various reasons, and it was like within an hour she was able to connect back into Facebook and to make contact with some people who she was desperate to make contact with. So she was pretty happy. But even more so was a remarkable story. A client of mine who was in the course, and she'd been having some hard times at work. There was a colleague of hers who was giving her a really hard time, and I'd been seeing her for a little bit, and we were working through some things, and she came on the Earth session. I saw her once more, and then she was going back to work the next day, and she was really nervous because this person had been so awful to her. Anyway, what happened was, remarkably, the next time she came back to see me, she said, I don't know what happened, but this person, it was like she was a different person. This person was nice to her. She was kind, courteous. She said, I just don't know what happened, but that was the only thing that had been different. And even their manager brought them in at the end of the day and said, thank you, ladies, because, she was aware that there'd been tensions between them. Thank you for a great day. I hope we can do more of this. So yeah, she was really stoked. And another participant who has always had some issues with her mum, and just happened to have her mum staying with her that week that we did the session. And she said that she was able to stand her ground with her and just hold the boundaries with her mom much better. And so she was really happy as well. And it's interesting because Earth is so much about our mothers and about how we mother ourselves. So it was very relevant for her. And even for me, like since the session, I don't know what's happened, but it's just like everything's been in flow. And I guess I have had an emotional week this week, but there's been a lot of good things happening. I've just had abundance flowing to me, which has been quite amazing. So I'll have more of that, please. And which is interesting again, because Earth is about receiving and being open to receiving. So I must have opened up the gates to receiving by doing the session with everyone. So that was a great benefit to me as well. So the recording is available on my website, elthamacupuncture.com.au, if you are interested. But what I really want to talk to today was about this Sunday session, which is on metal. So the metal element is, like I said, it's very much about our connection to heaven, to source, to spirit, to God, whatever you want to call it. But it's that part of us, it's that's beyond our physical bodies. And so when we don't have that, that's when we can feel really alone and lost, and a bit like, what's the point of being here in this physical body, and like we're missing something. So this will be something we'll be exploring on Sunday, very much. And the emotion attached to metal is grief and loss. And it's different from sadness. So sadness is if you lose a loved one, that initial crying, that devastation. But the grief of the loss is what stays after that, and it's again, it's that feeling that there's something missing, and that we're not quite whole. And so this is the connection to the metal element. And it's also about quality. So if you think of metal, think of precious metals, think of gold, platinum, titanium. So there's a purity there's a beauty. So metal is very much about that part of us, but there's also a sharpness and, a brittleness, a hardness to it. So there can be that component of it. So if your metal element is out of balance, you might find that you are quite critical of others and a little bit, judgmental of others and always finding fault in others. But what people whose metal element is strongest in them find is that they are doing that to others, but it's actually that they're actually doing it to themselves even more so. So, um, they often have great self-worth issues, and we all have that, that self-image, that self-worth, self-respect, and it can be really hard on ourselves. It's that little voice in our head that, tells us that we're stupid, or, that we did a bad job, or, stupid me. Like, my mom's always saying, oh, silly me, it's just like, don't say that, it's just, you just did something, you made a mistake, okay, who cares, move on. So it's about that, and like I said, it's that part of us that's a perfectionist, that we want to be perfect, we want to be seen to be perfect, and it's about that quality. And so what often happens if your metal is out of balance is that because you're striving for perfectionism, nothing gets done. So you procrastinate, and it's not really beneficial to us. So we want to clear some of that and just soften the edges, soften that sharpness, soften that little voice in our head, and find the beauty and the connectedness that is very much about metal, but yeah, let go of the need to be perfect, and that little voice in our head. So it's metal is about autumn, as I said. So it's that crispness, it's that cleanness, it's that quality. The air it has a real purity to it, but it's also about the rotting leaves on the ground. So there's that real dichotomy, which is also with the organs connected to the metal element, the lung and the large intestine. So with the lung, the lung is said to be the receiver of heavenly qi. So in Chinese medicine, that's what we say. So it's that connection again to source, to spirit, but it's that breathing in clean air, but it's also then breathing out the dirty, the toxic air. And then its partner is the large intestine, and of course the large intestine is about letting go of the crap. So the metal one's a really interesting one because you've got that pureness coming in, and then you're letting go of your shit. Excuse my language, but that's what it's about from a Chinese medicine perspective. So that's just a really brief introduction to what we will be doing on Sunday. So hopefully I'll see some of you there. If you've got any comments or any questions, just pop them in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I might see you on Sunday. So thank you for watching. Okay. Bye for now.